I support the Federal Reserve. Yes, I said it. I said it. Oh, many of you can be very upset with me. How dare you support the Fed? How don't you know they stole it from us? Don't you know they're a private entity? We need to audit the Fed and the Fed. Blah, the Fed. Purchasing power has declined. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, that's based on ignorance, my friends. Ignorance, and the need to have a boogeyman. Purchasing power in the United States has increased dramatically since the Federal Reserve came out. That's just a fact. You know, you might disagree with that, and you'd be wrong. Purchasing power in the United States has gone up remarkably since the advent of the Fed in 1913. How can we say that when, Josh, don't you know how much a car costs today? Yeah, interesting. How many cars do you have? How many cars did you have growing up? Interesting. How many new cars do you have? How many new cars did you have growing up? Interesting. But Josh, don't you know the price of a house costs a lot more today than it did back then? Yeah, interesting. How many actually bedrooms did you have? Interesting. Did you actually even own a house? Now, we'll see the home ownership rates in the United States over the last 50 years have been pretty stable, about 60 to 65%. You want to look what happened before the Federal Reserve came around, though? A lot of people were renting. A lot more than are renting today. A lot of people are renting than are renting today. So when I hear you can't afford a house on a middle class income, it's simply wrong. Yes, you can. 100% you can. When I hear people, you can't afford a car on a middle class income, I'm like, how many cars do you actually have in your garage? You can't afford food on a middle class income. I say, oh, yes, you can. Do you not know the level of production, we'll just say, on an acre of potatoes relative to what it used to be? Used to be you could grow, friggin' 7,500 pounds on an acre. Now you can grow 30,000 pounds of potatoes on an acre. Now you might say, well, the inputs, you can say whatever you want. The facts are, you can grow a hell of a lot more potatoes per acre than you could back then. Oh, but, yeah, you used to not be able to buy any kind of oranges, kiwis, avocados, pineapples in your store other than at a certain time frame. Now you can buy all that stuff at any time you want in your local grocery store. Go get a pineapple in February. You can get one, guaranteed. You could not do that before. Go get a freaking a quart of blueberries in February. You could not do that before, guaranteed. The whole thing is silly, man. Oh, but yeah, you used to not have anything in terms of your ability to cook food. A range, an oven, a microwave, all these things are newly invented over the last 100 years. Can you attribute, is there a correlation between the Federal Reserve and the advent of modern technology? I think there is, 100%. The Federal Reserve, because of the increase in the monetary supply, has allowed things to be invented that before would never have seen the light of day. But because of the expansion of the monetary supply, we now have people being able to invest in products they would not have been able to do so before. People can now receive investment that they could not have got before. To get an investment before, you had to be part of the moneyed interest. And to be part of the moneyed interest, you had to have essentially, let's put it this way, if you didn't know the wealthy elite, you would not have investments. Whoa. If you did not know the wealthy elite, you would not be able to get an investment into your entity of creating new things, either by serendipity, in terms of, oh my goodness, I just was able to find this this opportunity. I was able to find this new product via happenstance, or through good old fashioned, I'm going to knock on doors until someone invests my product. Either way, the facts are there are more investment opportunities now to invest in your product than there were 100 years ago. I know this is really, everyone wants to hate on the Federal Reserve. I get it, as if the Federal Reserve is the cause of the increase in monetary supply. It's not. It's the level of loaning that's out there in the banks. And the increase in monetary supply means there's more money chasing more investment opportunities, which a lot of these investment opportunities go to pot, but a lot of them actually become ideas that actually increase our quality of life. And not to see this is just to be, I don't get it. I'm just listening to a video right now. I'm like, dude, oh my goodness. Our purchasing power has declined. No, it has not. Our purchasing power has increased dramatically over the course of 100 years since the Federal Reserve came to being. I literally have no, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm so sick of the Fed. The purchasing power is declining as you're sitting there on a 3-car garage with air conditioning on a 2,400 square foot home with just you and your wife as the kids are out. I don't want to hear it. My wife had 11 people in her household. 11. They had 3 to 4 bedrooms and 1 to 2 bathrooms. That's it. 11 people. 11 flipping people on a 2,200 square foot house with no land. I'm sitting on 1/10 of an acre. I don't want to hear it. No central air conditioning. The cost, they had 1 car. Now you can make it to globalization. I get all the reasons why this has happened. I get it. Globalization, the increase in monetary supply means more money, chasing more goods, but also more money chasing more investment opportunities, which creates more products that we can use that money. Golf carts. I go back to Peaks Island, Maine, where I'm from, and now there are golf carts all over the place. There's no golf carts when I was growing up. None whatsoever. None. Why are there more golf carts? Because it's an efficient way to drive around the island. You don't need to gas up. You just fill up your battery with electricity. How's that electricity created? Oh my goodness. With coal? No, well, yeah, some of it coal. Natural gas, you have nuclear. Well, heaven forbid we use nuclear. And the whole thing is, I get so, my patience for this is just so, I don't get it. I don't get why people have to have their heads so far up their butts and say, oh my goodness, the purchasing power is this, that, and the other, when you know for a fact your life is better now than it was 20 years ago, than 30 years ago, 40 years ago. So how is your purchasing power decline when your life is actually better than it was? Is that, can you put that on the correlation causation? Yes, I think you can. You can say industrial age, I don't care. But how did the industrialization advance to where we are today? Fiat currency, 100%. Does that mean it'll continue on forever? No. I think the days of globalization and the easy money is gone now, 100%. I think we're going to go back to a less of an advancement in technology to give us more finer things of life. We are better today than we were 100 years ago. Well, there's just no debate about this, my friends. We are better today than we were 40 years ago. This is not debatable in terms of creature comforts, quality of life. How many hours does it take of labor to buy a TV set now? How many hours of labor does it take to buy a freaking gas grill? It so frustrates me when people so badly